Alrighty guys, we are here on Gleba and we are producing away. We got a bunch of nutrients going and what have you. We are sciencing away. We're just about ready to finish captivity. And I did a few things off camera. I added three more of our science production module, if you will, to the mix. I just kind of squeezed them in here and what have you. In addition to that, I realized with the additional uh, modules here, I got up to like 58 or so science per minute, which is not really that bad considering. But the problem I ran into was that created a throughput problem for me because I only had like 3 labs or 4 labs. So that became a problem. The other thing that became a problem is I started to run out of the other sciences really quickly. So I sent an emergency transport from Novice, and I sent as much of the science as I could at the time in a quick period of time, and I sent a bunch more labs. So now I've kind of got that straightened out. I'm still got to send some more science because these are kind of outstripping what I was producing here. So I actually turned around and turned these off. I turned off the nutrient flow into them and I took the eggs out of them so that we don't start killing a bunch of eggs. Because we ran into an issue of having, believe it or not, too much Gleba science. Now, if we have it and it goes bad, all it does is it turns into spoilage just like everything else. So for here, I did a I did a loop over and it'll get rid of the spoilage. The problem is, and of course it'll get rid of the spoilage here because it'll put it onto the belt and then the belt will take it off. But how do I get the spoilage out of here? I didn't plan for that. I don't know if we get spoilage in the labs or not, but I kind of didn't plan for that. So that's the deal there. And we're getting low on some of these. We got like 15 minutes left. So let's go ahead and look at the next sciences we want to take. Now we just got capture, so now we've got this biter handling thing that we've got to actually do, which is going to open up a bunch more sciences down here. But in the meantime, we can go ahead and pick some things. And I was looking, and if we pick advanced asteroid processing, which lets us get other stuff out of the asteroids, and kind of lets us build a traveling factory, I guess, if you will. That then opens up the ability to do the Aquilo research. And it's only 3,000 for that and 2,000 for that. So we are basically 5,000 science away from technically being able to go to Aquilo. So I'm going to go ahead, we're going to select that, and then we're going to select that so that we can start kind of planning for it and maybe send some test ships out and things like that. Then I'm going to pick, let's see, this is a do it to earn it. This stuff we can't touch yet. The rest of this is all infinite with the exception of these ones right here. So we'll go ahead and queue these up. Infinite, 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 infinite. We can queue that one up. That one's already on the list. This is a do it to learn it. So this is an infinite, or not an infinite, but it's the next one in the list that we can do. I think, with the exception of the infinite technologies, that's as far as we can go until we do some of the Aquila things or do this, and then we can start looking at biolabs, captive biter spawners. Why you would want that, I don't know. I think there's some things that require eggs or something. Just like we already require eggs now. Eventually, we can get to the railgun, but these are things we can't do until we capture a biter spawner. Supplying regular doses of bio stuff will allow eggs to be harvested. Perhaps they can be made use of. Yeah, duh, of course they can be made use of. So we're going to have to figure out how to do that. So there's our researches. If we look on what we gained, so over here we gained the ability to make a capture bot rocket. We gained more tool belt. We gained the rocket turret, which may come in handy. Coal synthesis, so now we can make coal from sulfur and carbon. We gained carbon fiber, which is what opened up the rocket for us. We can now breed fish. We can make fish into nutrients, and we can make biter eggs. So now we could theoretically run those biolabs on Novice without having to ship in nutrients. And we gained level 3 of efficiency modules, which requires spoilage. Well, there's a use for spoilage. So we got that. Let's see, what do we got? That's just standard Novice stuff. So we got some stuff going. Next thing we want to look at is I want to go down here to Novice, and I want to build some Mark II shields. All right, and the Mark II shields, I think we can build them the easiest down here and ship them to us. How many in a stack size of 20, or rocket size is 10? So that's plenty easy. So let us stick them somewhere up here, convenient for the bots. And let's go here and here, and then we go one of these and one of these and one of these and one of these. The ship is automatically requesting certain things, is what's going on there. I've got it set up so that it starts to pull in the science that we want. Alright, so we're going to tell this one that we want the Mark I shields, right? And that's going to be steel and red circuits. So, and yes, I know, I can do this with the wire, but I'm doing it this way. So steel and red circuits, one stack, because we really don't even need one stack. And then this is going to be the advanced Mark IIs, and they need blues, low density structures, and the Mark Is. So blue circuits, low density structures, and Mark I shields. Right? And we're going to limit that to one stack as well. So now we're going to start to get those. I'm going to ship them out to us. I don't know if they'll be effective against those flying bug things or not, but we need to do something about the flying bug things. All right, so let's look at Valley Forge. So on Valley Forge, I have it set up to request all of this stuff. I think I'm going to get rid of the uranium rounds. It takes a long time to get the uranium rounds onto the ship, whereas I can ship the AP rounds, and they're just as good. It just takes more of them to kill the asteroids, but they work just as well. So we're going to go with 800. I don't want to take up too much space. All right. So we're ordering 2,000 of everything. Now I am ordering the electromagnetic science packs from Novice, even though they're made on Fulgora. I'm ordering them from Novice because I have a buttload of them on Novice that are just going to sit there otherwise. So we're going to order them from there. So that's all set up. These are all Novice uploads. This one is an upload from Vulcanus, and we'll be able to do round trips and pick that up and what have you. Yeah, I know, that's more of that. So now we just got to wait for this guy to fill up. The other thing I want to add is where is it? Flamethrower ammo. And I think we're going to send up, let's do one trip. We'll send up 500 flamethrower ammo. And then we're going to send up the Mark IIs, because we want the Mark IIs. We're just going to send up, I guess we're just going to send up a stack, because otherwise it won't automate it. And I don't know if I'm making personal lasers down there or not, but I think I want to look at personal lasers. I think I might be able to stick some more in my, let's look first. If we rearrange things and I take out, because I don't know that I need two reactors, that would give us 4 more slots for lasers. We could put 2 shields in here, and then potentially 2 more slots for lasers here. So 2, 4, 6 personal lasers, and then 2 shields, and we could go from there. So I think I'm going to put personal lasers on the request list for down there. So Novice, let's see if we're making them. Apparently we are not. Yeah, see, we're making laser turrets, but we're not making personal lasers. Okay. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. We are now making personal lasers. Well, once we get it set up, we're making personal lasers. Damn it. Wrong buttons. I get finger tied. Kind of like tongue tied, I guess. I get finger tied sometimes because I'm not a touch typist, and I'm trying to touch type. So sometimes it screws with me. All right, Q, and then this we want. Personal lasers, which means lasers, low density, and blues. Alright. So we want lasers. We don't need that many, but what the hell. Low density structures. And blue circuits. Limit that to 1 stack. How much do these stack? 20 to a stack. Rocket capacity 5. Alright, so that's fine. And looks like we need power down here too. And that should do it. Alright, so that's going to make that. So now we should be able to go over here to Valley Forge. And we should be able to request personal lasers. And it is how many to a rocket capacity? 5. So let's do 10. 10. And be done with it. That should give us all of them that we need. So we just have to wait for that to fill up, and then we can send it over, and then we can send it to Vulcanus and pick up the Vulcanus science and send it back to Gleba, and we should be good to go. So this is cooking right along. What are we missing? Okay, so now we are back to missing Gleba science. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here, and we're going to steal some eggs, and we're going to put an egg in there, just one. We're going to turn this back on, and we're going to go up here, and we're going to put an egg in there, and we're going to turn that back on. And then we're going to steal somebody's other egg. And we're going to go up here, put an egg in there, and turn that one back on. So that should be la-di-da-di. Everybody should now start producing science again. And if we look, and I can show you, I was at one point making, well, we're starting to come back up. We're up to 43 a minute at this point, and it'll get faster, I think. Yep. Like I say, I was up to around 50, almost 60 a minute, with all four of them running, which really isn't that bad. That's find my calculator here. So you figure 58 a minute, let's say. So 58 times 60. It comes out, whoa. 58 times 60. That's almost 3,500 science an hour. That's nothing to sneeze at. Not when we need, 5,000 of this or 5,000 of that. That's just over an hour to get some of these researches. That'll give us plenty of time to ship other stuff in and what have you. So now we got that done. Let us take a look at the map and see how we're doing on encroachment. Here's our spore, and here's our spore. So we got one up here that I think we want to go up and we want to take care of and get rid of. Maybe a couple. So let's go up and deal with these guys. Now the question is, do we grab up these eggs and turn them into science? I'm going to grab them. Alright, see, these are these spindly ones are the ones that they shoot out those bugs. Not only do they shoot out those bugs, but they avoid you. So we get rid of them. What I like to do with this is I try to get rid of the egg pods, or well, I guess they're kind of like spawner or whatever. I try to get rid of them, and then first, because they will generate more spindlies. And then I try to get rid of the spindlies, and then we deal with the other guys. Now, what I didn't do is I didn't kill that stuff with fire. Fire works really good on these guys, it turns out. And at least as far as the big guys, it seems to work pretty good on them as well. We're going to stick to singles right now until we get those shields up here. because I want to try the shields and see if that helps us, because I don't think we've got any shields in right now, and I want to see if the shields are helpful in regards to combating those flying things. And I don't see any point in making the Mark 1 shields here and using up, you know, our supplies here, making the Mark 1 shields, when we're going to have the Mark 2s soon enough. That's a whole group of them down there. I don't want to screw with that. This is probably one of those big guys. Let's go take on the big guy. I'll show you that fire is pretty effective with these guys and how I have found to kind of combat them. Yeah, it's one of the big guys. So if you get too close, you start to take damage. But if you get out ahead of this guy and you just lead him on and run him through the fire, it cooks him. Now that was a small one, I think. Yeah, it's a small pentapod stomper. But if it'll do it to the small ones, that's a medium, right? Yeah, that's a medium. Now, it's not as fast as, say, a rocket launcher or whatever. But it works. And if you can get ahead of them, then you can do it without taking a whole lot of damage. Now, I have not found any big ones yet. So I don't know how bad the big ones are, but there's three sizes. There's mediums, smalls, mediums, and bigs. Now the big ones. All right, let's see. What is the? Okay, the medium ones are 8,000. The big ones are 15,000. Impact laser physical immunities. No fire immunities, guys. So I'm thinking the way to go with spiders is to kill it with fire. And if you can get these guys, it works with these guys too. But lasers also seem to be pretty effective for all the sizes of the spindly ones and the little ones. Now, I don't know in regards to base protection how good that would be. But I think that one of the things you can probably do, you could ship up fluids, I suppose, but I'm suspecting you could probably put flamer turrets around your base and use flamer turrets. I don't see why you couldn't. Alright, we've got a bunch of eggs we need to get rid of. Let's do a flyby. Yeah, see, there's some spindly ones and a big stomper guy. You got to take out the spindly ones first because of those flies, but that's where the issue comes in, that I want to see if the shields help. Because if the shields will help, then that is certainly what we want to look at doing. Right? Take care of him, take care of him. Did we get a shell out of him? We got a shell out of him. Alright, where is our base? Okay, up and to the left. So I know a lot of people use rockets and stuff on those stompers, but like I say, I'm finding it pretty effective to use fire. Now, I'll look in a second once we get up here and get these eggs out of our hands and see what exactly my damage level is with fire. We'll put one in each of these because we've got 4 of them. That should be lottie-dottie everybody. We'll get rid of our spoilage. Alright, let's take a look and see where we stand with regards to fire. So we are on level 6 damage. We could up our damage. That would be 1,000. Maybe we get rid of this and move this over before we worry about that. That's 2,000. That's 4,000. So I think we're going to up our fire damage. And then we have the potential, I think, to really kind of go after some of the big guys. Eventually we'll get our Spidertron, and we'll see how effective that is if we fill that full of personal lasers and shields. But I don't think there's a, I don't remember, if there's a flamethrower option for the Spidertron or not. I know there's mods for Spidertron that you can do all kinds of things, but I don't know if you can get flamethrower in the Spidertron or not. We'll have to look and see. But right now, you know what? I bet it's in here. Where is the Spidertron in here? There's the Spidertron. Accepted equipment, blah, blah, blah. Vehicle weapons. Rocket launcher, rocket launcher, rocket launcher, rocket launcher. So yeah, so not so much. But I guess we could, I mean, if we really wanted to, we could load one of the Spidertron mods. I like to load the one that allows you to have artillery shells. I like to go around and blow up biter camps with atomic artillery from a Spidertron. It's kind of fun. Anyway. So now we got that going. How's it doing on these eggs that we put so many in? They're just cooking right along and making us science. How are we doing on the Valley Forge? It's still in the process of loading. Probably waiting on materials to load it. Yeah. I think what I'm going to do, because when we do these, this sits idle and it builds up, but it only builds up as far as the belt can hold. And then when we all of a sudden we want to come back here and load up, it kills us on material. So what I think I'm going to do, 1, 2. Oh no, wait, I already did, didn't I? My bad. I just didn't see it. One of the things I did is I put in chests. So in the idle times, these chests can build up a supply of this stuff and have it ready. Now, right now, blue circuits is our issue. And that has to do with the fact that I just launched a rocket up here, or launched a ship up here, to take care of the fact that we were hurting for science. So if we go and look, I shipped a bunch of science up. So we have it here at this point. We don't have space science packs. I wonder, well, long term, definitely, it would behoove us to make a space science port above Gleba. We'd have to ship in the resources to build a space platform because we're definitely not making the resources down here to do it. But we could make a space platform above Gleba and start dropping science down, white science to Gleba. But we're also already bringing all the sciences over from Novice, so we could bring the white science. I mean, it's only a few more rocket loads to bring it, right? And I think I'm already requesting, yeah, I'm requesting 1,000 extra of the space science from what I am of the other two. So once this thing gets loaded, we should be okay, I think. It's just a matter of waiting on rockets to build. Let's look and see where we are with regards to the shield generators. They have been built, so we're good to go there. I can't think of anything else we really need to send here other than science. And I'm sending 2,000 of each. I'd like to send more, but we got to wait on rockets to build up, and 2,000 will keep us going for a while because I can slow this down. I can slow this down to where we're not using a bunch of these, and I can do that by cutting out a few of these guys and regulate how much science is going over here at a time. But I think we're pretty good to go right now on keeping up. We will eventually run out of the white science, the space science, but I'm hoping that by the time we do, the next shipment will be here and we'll be good to go. Everything else, we got plenty. So, in all honesty, even though this is a teeny tiny outpost with regards to Gleba, I don't know that we need to get any bigger. To be really honest with you guys, I think this is going to meet all of our science needs. Let's look at something. All right, if we go to science, right? Let me pull up my calculator here. So let's not count that one because it's almost done. So that's 1,000, 2,000, that's 3,000, 7,000, 10,000, 11, 13,500, 13,500, right? And then that's another 5,000. That is that one on the list? That's on the list already. That's on the list already. That's on the list already. These are infinites. That's 2,000. Did we not just do? Oh no, we did. We did one. We didn't. We didn't do productivity threes. So that's 300. And then we start to get down to the stuff that we don't have access to, but we'll add it in. 2,000, 1,000. 2,000, 500, 1,000, 2000, 2000, 2000, 5,000, 3,000, and that would be it, with the exception of the infinites, right? So that, to get everything science-wise, we need 39,500. And if we're doing the 60 an hour-ish that we're doing, if we're running full speed here on Gleba right now, it would take us about 27 days to do it, to get everything. But in the meantime, we would be flying other places and doing other things. And we could increase this. So I don't know right now that we need to. I mean, it's meeting our needs. If I really wanted to, I could turn around, blueprint this as is, and make a second copy of it, and just build a second base. I mean, it would be the wasteful way of doing it, but my gosh, how many times, if I did 4 of the same base, we would be getting ridiculous amounts of science. Well, not ridiculous amounts, but plenty of science to do our stuff. We might have to put in a couple more farms. But I kind of want to stay sort of small on Gleba to not attract the stompers and stuff like that, because they're a pain in the butt. They're not so bad if we keep on top of them and we just keep knocking them down. But eventually we're going to start to see the big ones and what have you. So if we keep our clouds low, and we could probably put our forests right next to the other ones that we've already got and kind of keep our clouds kind of low, we really could keep this thing small and not have to worry about it, and we could get to Aquila. Because a lot of those, that 50,000 or whatever it is science also assumes that we've got Aquila science. I mean, there's all of this stuff that we did, but we got to get the Aquila science to get these ones. So we've got the time. And we can just kind of keep plugging away while we're doing it here. Now, I don't know when we go to Aquila how hard it's going to be to ship back and forth from Aquila, but it just seems to me, somebody brought up the thought, I guess, I don't know whether, anyway, somebody commented on one of Joe Mama's videos about shipping science, and that it was not recommended to ship science to Gleba. And I responded and I asked why, and I haven't heard anything back yet, but it seems to me, regardless of how you are doing your science, you're shipping science somewhere. All of it has to be shipped somewhere. Either you're shipping science from Gleba back to Novice, or you're shipping from Novice to Gleba, or to Volcano, wherever you're shipping it to, you're shipping science. You have to. There's no way around it. So, the only science that I am aware of right now, although I don't know about Aquila science, once we get down here to the Aquila science, does it degrade? And I don't think it does. I think the only one that degrades is Gleba science. So it doesn't make sense to me to ship Gleba science someplace else and it degrade in your ship versus sending everything to Gleba, since everything that you're shipping doesn't degrade. and just doing my science here on Gleba. That just makes sense to me. I don't know, maybe down the road it doesn't. Maybe somebody knows why it doesn't, and you guys can comment and tell me. But in my opinion, Gleba's the place, once you get there and you get established, to be doing your science, because shipping it any place else, you're going to lose science. Shipping it to Gleba, you're not going to lose science. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. So I think we're going to do science here. But like I say, I think this is probably enough Gleba to keep us going for some time to come. And if I start getting low on resources, I can shut some of these down until we get a good flow. One of the things I think I want to do with this whole Valley Forge thing is I think I want to build another Valley Forge. Not call it Valley Forge, but call it something. If you notice, I got rid of Sid. Maybe we'll call it Sid. And have that run from Vulcanus to Gleba. Have this one run from Novice to Gleba. Have the other one run from Vulcanus to Gleba. And maybe a third running from Fulgura to Gleba. And just have them bringing in science. And all they do is they stock up on ammo and science, and they bring the science here and they drop it off, and so on and so forth. That, I think, is what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to make 2 more of these little ships. They're great for the interior. They meet their job criteria. We're not taking up wasted space building ammo on the ship. Yeah, we're sending up rockets, but so what? I could add to these and start making ammo on the ship, I suppose, but I'm not sure what it gets us. I could expand out one side a little bit, or out both sides a little bit. I would have to. What would I have to do? I'd have to put a forge in here somewhere, and I would have to put a manufacturing plant in here somewhere to make yellow ammo, and then I would have to get it into the turrets. So I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Maybe we'll revamp this. Maybe we won't. We'll make just 2 more duplicates of this and send them back and forth between the planet like trains. I think that's what we're going to do. So maybe I'll start building up between now and the next episode, and we'll make these and we'll get them all going. So there it is, guys. A little bit of a shorter one, not as short as yesterday's. But that's what we got going. We got, I mean, heck, we're almost already 76% to asteroids, just from our little outpost on Gleba. So I'm going to keep the bugs off our backs, and I'm going to wait for this to come out, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. All right, man. Bye.